I'm excited to hear the speakers today, and I hope you are too. And Allison O'Connor is going to introduce the next speaker.
I'm Allison O'Connor. I'm the horticulture agent for Larimer County Extension, and I am so pleased to introduce our first speaker for the day, Kara Rudnick. If you'd like to come on up, I'll introduce Kara as she's making her way up here. Kara is nothing short of an extension superstar, because even though she's not an employee of our office, she has done and touched and been part of nearly every program that we have offered. And she's here to tell you her extension story because it's very varied and everything she has done. So please welcome Kara.
Thank you. So yes, my name is Kara, and while Allison called me a superstar, I say that I'm an extension office groupie. So now if you know the staff, as well as I've gotten to know them, you might think it's just because they're such a fun and awesome staff. But honestly, it's because there's so much more about the extension than just their funness to hang out with. So for instance, I'm a person who has a lot of questions. Sometimes I come to the extension office to Pam with a list written down of questions. And sometimes I don't even know what some of the questions I have until I start asking these questions. But the extension office tends to have my answers, which is so amazing because, I mean, if we get our answers in one place, it makes this place even more special. So I'd like to explain how some of these people and these knowledgeable people at the extension are able to get the information to me. So as Allison said, I am a 4-H parent and a leader. For the past 15 years, one of my main reasons for spending a lot of time at the extension office has been 4-H. I started a club about 15 years ago, and I have received lots of training, support, and encouragement from the extension agents and from their staff. I think the 4-H program is an incredible program. It allows kids to explore their interests and become leaders, as you'll hear soon. But as a leader, for me, the training and guidance that I received from the extension staff has been incredible. I received it from people like Kathy Wolf, Nicole Jensen, Megan Blazer, Keaton Ehrig, Laurel Kubin, Fred McClanahan, Diane Kern, and Pam Heaney. These people have been invaluable to me. They helped me grow as a leader within the 4-H program, and I was able to, in turn, help kids grow as leaders in this program. So about 7 years ago, Kathy Wolf came to me and said, I'd like you to take over the Creative Cooks contest and be the superintendent. She allowed me the leeway to come up with activities for kids, to come up with judges, and see these kids through this contest. And while the contest didn't grow, the participation numbers didn't grow like I wanted them to, the kids were still successful, and this contest is a mainstay of opportunities that 4-H kids have. After a few years of running that, I decided it was time for me to step out. And I asked Nicole Jensen, can I restart a family and consumer science contest team? We have a lot of teams in our community, in our 4-H community, lots of kids in livestock doing things, but we'd kind of been missing the ball with this family consumer science. And with Laurel and Nicole's support, encouragement, and guidance, I restarted the family and consumer science contest team. As Nicole left and Laurel continued and Megan came on, they continued with their really strong support of me and my family consumer science team. And I am proud to say that last year my team won nationals at the National Western Stock Show. Thank you. They won the Quiz Bowl contest, and this year they're going to represent Larimer County and the state of Colorado in the Skillathon contest again at the National Western. But this is just one of the ways that I've been involved in the extension. The county fair is another way that I've been involved. But my involvement started well before I was involved in 4-H. My husband and I were entering in the open class. And by attending some of the judging events, we got to know people like Edie McSherry, Amanda Johnston, Allison O'Connor, and we got to know Laurel in a different way than just through 4-H. At first, my connection was just dropping off my entries, picking up my judges' sheets, kind of going, why didn't I score so good? But that why didn't I score so good made me start asking questions and actually led to me to taking some canning classes, some food preservation classes from Edie, and I took them in water bath and the very high pressure and intimidating pressure canning. And my confidence got really good. And in fact, one year, I entered 18 items in food preservation, and I felt so good because I got first, second, or third on all of those things, and mostly first and second. And I felt like I was queen of the kitchen after that. But it was because of my interactions and asking questions about why did my score sheet say this, and them giving me some feedback on it. But then I was also entering needlework, specifically knitting. And one day, I'm a little ashamed to say, while watching the judging, I started arguing with the judge. I know the rules. I know I wasn't supposed to. I was actually arguing for a competitor's sweater over mine because it was much better. But shortly after that, I was back in the extension office talking to Pam, and Laurel approached me. And somehow she managed to ask me if I would become the open class needlework superintendent. And now I'm not arguing with the judge, I'm getting the judge and working with them. So she was pretty sneaky the way she did that. So while in the fair, I didn't enter horticulture as much, but my family did, my kids and my husband, very involved in entering things over in that class. And we got to know Allison, learned her skill level of gardening and all things trees, and she's really a fun person to hang out with. But she ended up asking my 4-H club to sell cold drinks at the farmer's market. So for the past 10 years, every summer, I'm packing coolers full of cold drinks to go down to the farmer's market. And I think that Allison and Edie, and probably Amanda, I think they were ganging up on me because one day at their booth, they had some information about the Colorado Cottage Food Act that changed about 2012. And I had been making those 18 different varieties of jams and jellies and things and entering in the fair, but suddenly I had a lot of jams and jellies. And suddenly I found myself opening a small business. So I blame Extension for this, but in a really good way. Well, I probably should have taken one of Laurel's financial education businesses before I started this. Allison and her farmers market team of master gardeners have been truly helpful to me. When I felt bumps and worries about what I was doing at the farmers market, they pitched in, they helped me out and gave me the answers and bought jam and jellies when I didn't think I was going to sell any. And they liked it too, so. Anyway, but I've been very successful. I've been there for 4 years now and have enjoyed every minute of it, except some of the 100-degree days in July. So while my extension experience may be limited to 4-H, food safety and preservation, the county fair, the master gardeners, and the farmers market, yeah, I say limited, I know that this isn't the limits of what Extension offers. Extension has so many other programs, and when people ask me about these things, this is where I recommend they go to find the answers to their questions. One of the things I tell my own kids, both my 4-H kids and my own, is that knowledge is powerful. And that you can't know all the answers. But if you know the resources of where to find the answers, that's very powerful too. And I let them know that the Extension Office is one of those sources of knowledge to help them grow and help them learn. So the reason that I'm an Extension Office groupie is because they give me knowledge. And I think that this is truly one of the gems of Larimer County, and I thank them all very much.
And it is pretty incredible. You can list all those programs, and that's still only a small part of what Extension does.